Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm talking about a very important and kind of controversial topic, and that is, why is it so hard to rescue parrots? And what are the problems with some parrot rescues? Now, I know it's controversial, I know I'm making some hate for it, but it's cropped up a lot. It's been discussed on Discord, a lot of people have been messaging me about it, where to go. So I wanted to talk about some of the barriers and problems that people face when trying to rescue parrots. Now, I wanted to make a caveat before I start this video. Not all rescues are like this worldwide. There's a lot of awesome rescues out there, and some of the rescues that have some of these policies may still be very good in other ways. So do consider it on an individual basis when you approach a rescue. If you are a rescue, please feel free to discuss these topics, or maybe consider changing some of these policies to make it more accessible for people to rescue, because we want people to get rescues. We're always encouraging people to adopt rather than buy from breeders. However, if there are barriers, it makes it a lot harder. So I wanted to start off with probably the most controversial and also the biggest barrier I feel that many rescues put in place to adopting a parrot. And that is, when you take on a parrot from a rescue, most of the time you do not get ownership of that parrot. That parrot still belongs to the rescue. Now, you do not find this very often with other animals, for example dogs and cats. I know the RSPCA in the UK, even if a parrot does not have this policy. So I find it quite confusing, and many rescues do. Now, I can understand the reasoning behind it, to obviously protect the parrot and ensure that even after it goes to a new home, that there's not going to be any problems. However, that's what a contract's for. That is what regular checkups are for, you know. It's having a clause where that person does not own that parrot is a huge barrier for many people, and many people will be put off immediately. And as I said, there are other legal protections you can put in place to ensure that parrot is protected in the proper way. And that is also what the vetting process that many places have is for, to vet people, to understand that you know, get them educated, understanding that they know what the commitment they're taking on. So I feel that's a huge barrier. I know it puts off a lot of people have discussed it. So that was the biggest one I wanted to discuss today, while Scampi crawls all over my camera. You coming? Silly boy. Now, the next big barrier a lot of people face is subscription fees. Now, I am a big no with subscription fees. I don't like them at all when it comes to rescuing parrots. I feel that they just put people off massively. And I understand that rescues need to make money. You need money to actually maintain a rescue, you know, and not everyone's going to donate. But having enforced donations through a subscription fee for a lifetime of a parrot, and often they're quite high, it's just going to put off so many people needlessly, you know. That's what the adoption fee is basically for, and that's why even for dogs, cats, and not talking about the RSPCA, everyone has an adoption fee, and that can be quite high or low depending on your costs, etc. But a subscription fee is a no-no. And if you do have to have it, I feel it should be an absolute nominal fee, for example £1 or £2. And leading on from that as well, many rescues for parrots make you sign up to the subscription fee before you can even find out what parrots they have. So say, for example, you're interested in adopting a conure, you have a conure and you want to get them a friend, etc. You won't even know for a lot of rescues whether they have any or not until you've actually paid up front. And it's just silly. I don't understand it. Again, it's a huge barrier, and it's probably putting off people from donating to these rescues. I know there are probably good reasons for it. However, I feel that negatives really do outweigh the positives, and if me and Sophie do get to set up our parrot rescue, a lot of these policies just won't be in place. You know, it'll be one-off donations, it'll be contract rather than subscription fees, lifetime memberships, and you know, no ownership, etc. The next issue, and it's kind of unique to certain rescues, so I know a lot of you who are rescues will probably not have this, but I wanted to basically talk about it, is many people who foster parrots for rescues get no money and very limited support. They will just be given a parrot and it'll be like, get on with it. I know many dog and cat rescues, and I know I'm comparing a lot to them, but I feel it's a good benchmark to use because it's such a bigger industry of what industry standards should be like. With dog and cat rescues, they will provide support and they'll also provide some money. Now, I can't speak for every rescue. I'm quite sure there are some who do this, but I feel it's really unfair because a parrot has very specialised needs. They may have complex behavioural issues, and to provide limited financial support to a fosterer, why would they do it apart from out of the goodness of their own heart? And you know, you don't want to always be milking that all the time. You know, sometimes people do need support. Parrots are expensive to maintain. So, you know, again, there could be lots of people who are willing to foster out there being put off there completely. And with so many parrots, you know, being rehomed constantly and in trouble, you want people who want to foster as well. So at least you can find them somewhere safe temporarily if they're surrendered to you, rather than just going out or being in a cage with multiple birds that may fight. Another thing that I'm finding cropping up an awful lot when I talk to people about rescue experiences, a lot of rescues are run by very well-meaning people, but they lack the training in parrot behaviour or any general training. And that's not necessarily always a problem, especially if people are willing to learn. But when some come from a point of authority and in reality they don't know what the behaviours are like, and then you've got people who are potentially more knowledgeable, it's worth listening to those people sometimes, you know. It all comes from a place of wanting to help in many cases, very rarely does it not, but it's just so important to know what you're doing and to know who is appropriate to rehome to and who is not. Education is so important. And I feel as well, another bit that's not covered by a lot of rescues is educating potential owners as well. I feel rather than having subscription fees, or if you do have a subscription fee, that's a really good idea to come up with now. If you want to charge a subscription fee for adopting a parrot, come with some perks. Get experts on, you know, have some training courses available, even if they're just digital, something to help prepare, especially if they're a new parrot owner, how to get that parrot on the best track. And you can have beginner level, advanced level, etc. This is an idea feel free to take because I think it's quite a good one. You can actually help and provide value for money for those subscription fees, but it still should not be a lifetime thing. It still should be something you can give back, and it also raises your profile as a rescue if you're providing and doing educational work too. Now this is my biggest pet sort of hate. I don't want to use the word hate because it's not in the context of rescues, but you know what I mean. And that is when you approach a rescue, you want to talk to them about a certain bird, you want to learn more about them, and they're not communicative. That is a huge red flag for me. If any sort of organisation does not want to communicate with me, Pickles doesn't want to communicate with me about the welfare of an animal and give me all the information I need to make an informed decision, then I'm a bit worried there, you know. Any sort of organisation, be it a rescue, be it a business, whatever, should be communicative. If they're not, then you kind of need to avoid them really, because there may be reasons for that, but they're not good reasons, to be honest. You don't want to go up there. All rescues should want to talk to you and engage with you because it shows their passion for the parrots and shows that they want to know and help you make the most informed decision for that parrot too. Now, these little ones do not want to get off my hands today, which is kind of cute, but also funny. Do you want to come cuddle? Oh, okay, they want to cuddle. So let's talk about the last one, and this is an isolated thing. Many rescues are not like this, but I have encountered some that are, and other people have too. And that is rescues that are run for the benefit of the owners, not for the parrots. Again, I want to stress this is very rare, but again, run a mile if you sense this from a rescue. You want a rescue that's run for the parrots. You want them to actively try to rehome the parrots. You do not want them to keep those parrots in that system. Occasionally, we have encountered rescues, and I can't name names, I don't want to, I'm sorry, because I feel it's inappropriate. Where you can just tell that they want to perpetuate themselves, they want to keep those parrots there because it gives them a purpose and it's not for the right of the parrot. Probably most controversial thing I'm saying, apologise, because I know many rescues, even if they have some of the other issues here, do not do this. But run a mile if you see that. Just to stress again, even if some rescues do have subscription fees, do have these issues, it may not be necessarily an off-putting thing. It's worth just judging it for yourself. Are they communicative? Do they care about the parrots? Do they want them to go to a good home? That's the first level. After that, can you handle subscription fees? Do you want to sign, do you basically want to permanently foster a parrot rather than have that parrot as part of your flock or family? It's a question you need to ask yourself, and I feel it's a question that rescues need to ask themselves as well in the future. I feel some reform is needed. I don't know where this template was copied from, and I don't know why it perpetuates itself across many rescues. I understand some of the reasons again, like I've tried to state in this video, like protecting the parrot, you know, ensuring a steady stream of income for the rescue. But I don't think it's benefiting rescues and parrots as a whole, you know. The one-off fee should be enough. Maybe if you do want to charge subscriptions, start getting educational work going to provide some value for money. Use the contracts as your legal protection rather than forcing people to basically just permanently foster a parrot. Engage with your fosterers and pay them, please. You know, even if it's just a little bit of support and help, regular check-ins. Those people are doing you a favour, and you know you're not doing them a favour. They're doing you a favour, basically. You know, they're basically volunteers, and they need to be treated with respect, just like in any animal industry. But anyway, I've ranted a lot. I really hope that people haven't taken this the wrong way. I just wanted to get this information out there and talk about some of the pitfalls. Me and Sophie want rescuing to be as accessible as possible. We want these parrots out of that rescue system, and when we see barriers to that, it really does stress us out, because if you took it in a percentage system, maybe you got 100%, yeah? Immediately 50% of those people are probably not going to be suitable due to various reasons. Then you've got another 50% left. Another 20 to 30% are going to be put off by fees or subscriptions. You've got 20% left there. Another 10% are going to be put off by lack of communication and all sorts of other issues. Then you've got that small percentage of potential people, and you know, you're cutting off so many. It's gatekeeping at its worst. But anyway, I hope you found this video useful and enjoyed it. If you have any comments, please feel free to drop them down below, but keep them polite. I'm happy to discuss, but any offensive comments are going to go straight away. Sorry, just not having any of that drama on this channel. But in the meantime, from me, Pickles who's cuddling and Scampy who's snacking, take care and have a really good day.